ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापादकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सगराजतं सहगानरघुतान्वितंश्च जीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजानासाहितं कृष्णचैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगानललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर गोविंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण।
Thank you, Amma. Okay, first I'll offer my pranamas. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's get started. So first, Akshaya, you're requesting for remote control. Just check it once. Yeah. Okay, so today we are starting with chapter 5. So chapter 5 is Karma Yoga, that is action Krishna consciousness. So what is the third chapter name? Anyone remembers what is the third chapter name? Harshit?
Karma Yoga.
Yeah, Karma Yoga. But this is Karma Yoga. This is action Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is saying how you can perform your duty in this particular chapter. Okay? Yeah. So now let's get started. Before actually going into chapter 5, let's do a recap of chapter 4. Okay, so in chapter 4, see, in chapter 3, if you remember, at the end, what Krishna said, Krishna was talking about lust, right? So then Arjuna, in the beginning of the chapter 4, Arjuna was asking if there is any information on how to control lust. Then Krishna gave about this information of the eternal education system, like from whom we can acquire this eternal knowledge and what are the paramparas and what is it all about. All this we discussed in the first section, that is eternal education. And in the second section, Krishna actually removed the popular misconceptions. Can anyone say what are the popular misconceptions Krishna was talking about in chapter 4? Akshaya. Yes, Akshaya.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, I did not understand, Mataji. What your question is?
So what are the popular misconceptions Krishna was talking about in the second chapter? In the fourth chapter, the previous chapter which we discussed. He removed like misconceptions, right? Popular misconceptions. Like what is the caste by what? Caste is by? So nobody remembers that? Anyone else can raise your hand. Okay. So, yeah, Harshit, yes, go ahead.
Is Mataji Varna system?
So Krishna said the caste is not by birth, by guna and karma. Okay, and the other popular misconception, what did Krishna say? Krishna was talking about not all destinations, like all the paths will not lead to the same destination. Even in spiritual journey, not all paths lead to the same destination. So here we discussed about the three aspects, right? What are the three aspects? We talked about Brahman feature, then we talked about Paramatma feature, and we talked about Bhagavan feature. So Krishna said he will reciprocate in that way how the devotee actually worships him. Okay. Yeah. And then third section, he's talking about removing reactions. So here we defeated the Newton's third law of motion. So how we defeated the third law of motion? By doing akarma. So if we do akarma, there won't be any reaction. And then the final section, what Krishna was talking about is how to attain knowledge. So here the most important thing to attain the spiritual knowledge is we should have the character. So how we can build that character? We have to be very submissive towards the guru. We have to render service onto him, and then we have to follow the instructions. These three he was talking about there. So now let's see what Krishna is saying in this chapter. So in this chapter, Krishna is giving more knowledge. So this chapter is a little bit small chapter. We just have 29 verses here, and we have a very important verse. And this chapter you can implement a lot actually in your day-to-day life. So all of you listen a bit attentively. And this chapter is divided into 5 sections. So the first section is from the verse 1 to 12, Krishna is talking about how to work for him. And then we can be free from the bondage from this. We can go away from this material world to our spiritual home. And then in the second section, that is from the verse 13 to 16, Krishna is talking about knowledge of 3 doers. There are 3 doers in whatever work we do. So Krishna is talking about that. And then the third section is equal vision. When we actually attain the knowledge of the 3 doers, we will have an equal vision towards anything or everything. That is what he is explaining, third section. And in the fourth section, Krishna is just giving an introduction to Ashtanga Yoga. So next chapter is Dhyana Yoga. We'll discuss in more detail. This is like if you see a movie, right, you'll have like a trailer, right, before the movie is released. Like that, Krishna is giving a peek preview here. And then the final verse, that is 5.29, which is a very, very important verse. Krishna is giving the peace formula, that is called as a peace formula. So now first verse, who wanted to read? Can you raise your hand? Sanvi. Yes, Sanvi.
Yes, Mataji. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyah sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate.
Excellent. Go ahead with the translation also, sir.
Okay. Translation: one who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled.
Very good. So what is Krishna saying here? Krishna is saying yoga yukto. Yoga yukta means one who works in devotion. You all know what is yoga, right? Yoga is to connect with the Supreme Lord. So one yoga yukto is a person who works in devotion. He keeps on working. He does every activity in this world, but he works for Krishna. And then Vishuddhatma. Vishuddhatma means a pure soul. So what is Krishna talking about here? He is talking about the nature of the person who actually works for the God. So here Krishna is saying that if one works with pure devotion, he is a pure soul and he can control the mind, he can control his senses, and he is very dear to everyone. And that person, he's saying he will not be entangled in this cycle of birth and death. That means he doesn't need to be there in this material world. He will happily go to Goloka Vrindavan. That is the spiritual abode. Then we have another verse here. If anyone wants to read. Nobody is raising hand.
Brinda has raised. Mataji.
Yeah, Brinda, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Brahmanya adaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotaya lipayatena lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasa.
Translation.
One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering to the results affected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water.
Very good. So so far we have heard about the two duties, right? What are the two duties we have been hearing so far? Okay, Akshaya. What are the two?
And Sanatana Dharma.
What is Swadharma?
Swadharma is material dharma and Sanatana Dharma is spiritual dharma.
So Swadharma means conditional, whatever we are doing to satisfy our day-to-day needs. Whereas Sanatana Dharma is the devotional service towards the Lord. Okay. So what is Krishna saying here? When we heard about the third chapter, right? Arjuna was again confused when Krishna was talking about two duties. He was confused and he thought like maybe I have to renounce, maybe I have to leave everything and go away to, like that. But what is Krishna saying here is, being in this material world also, you see, you all know this Padma Patram. Padma Patram means what? Padma means that is a lotus flower, right? Patram means that is a leaf. So if you see in this picture, right, this lotus leaf is always in water. But if you see that it is untouched by water, it is like a waterproof. So what is Krishna saying here? Even though living in this material world, even though performing all your duties and activities, you can still remain untouched, just like a lotus leaf, he's saying. So how to do that? We will see in the further chapters. So what Krishna is saying here is, be in this world. He's not asking us to run away from whatever work we are doing. He's asking us to be in this world, but not of this world. Yeah. So now let's see how to perform these duties. What are the 3 steps to be like a lotus leaf? Krishna is saying here. What are the 3 steps? One is he's asking to do the duty. And then the second step is be detached from the results. Krishna is not saying be detached from the work. He's saying be detached from the results. So you have to do the work, but don't worry about the result of that. Okay. And then we have to control the senses. So what are the 3 steps to be like a lotus leaf? Do the duty, be detached from the results, and control the senses. So how to do the duty and all, we will see further. So here we can see a picture, right? So all of you might have traveled in train, right? Is there anyone who did not travel in train anytime? No, right? So all of you might have traveled in train. So when you travel in the train, right? Our journey, how our journey will be there. So we'll have a compartment, we'll have a berth allocated to us. So we'll have some number given us in the ticket, right? So if someone actually comes to our seat, what we'll say, no, this I have purchased for this journey. This is my seat. So you'll ask them to get up from that place, right? When you boarded the train, if someone is sitting in your place, you'll say, this is my place. You should not sit here. This is our ticket, and you'll show the ticket details and everything, right? But what happens? See, for example, I have purchased my ticket until say Delhi. So my destination is reached. When the destination reached, what happened from there? A different person will come in and join other on board for that journey. But can I say after reaching Delhi, can I say this is my seat and can I fight with that person? No, right? Because my journey ended there. So same way, our journey in this material world will end. This is not our home. So what is our home? Where is our home? So our home is the spiritual abode. So this is our home. We have to aspire and we have to, because this human form, this life is very rare. And in this life, we have to utilize this to actually reach our spiritual abode. So we have to understand that in the spiritual world, everything is eternal. Whereas in this material world, everything is temporary. So just now we have seen the train journey, right? So once your destination reached, you have to you have to get off the train, but you cannot claim saying that that is my seat. So what is Krishna trying to say here is this material world, everything is temporary here. Only permanent things are there in spiritual world. So we have to reach the spiritual world. So what are the 3 steps again? Do the duty, then be detached from the results and control the senses. So how to do the duty Krishna is saying here. So we have to remember A, B, C, D. So you all know ABCD, right? Everyone started from ABCD. So in spiritual journey also we have ABCD. So what is A? A is for association, B is for books, C is for chanting, and D is for diet. So let's discuss about how to do the duty. So association means you have to be associated with the good people. For the spiritual journey, you have to associate with the devotees. Even in school, right? So there is a saying, tell me who your friends are. I will say who you are, right? There is a saying like that. So that's why it is always important to be in good association. See, if you always be in good association, right? You will inculcate their behavior. If they are doing something good, you will inculcate those behaviors. But if you are in bad association, you will actually try to copy them or imitate them. So that's why it is important to always be in good association. And regarding reading books is you can read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has lot of life lessons. We are already discussing so many life lessons here. And if we always contemplate and actually try to implement these life lessons in our day-to-day life, then we will be able to be very successful in our spiritual journey. And then chanting, you all are amazingly chanting so many rounds, and keep doing the same work, keep up the good work and continue chanting. And then diet. So we already talked about diet, right? So whatever you are cooking, offer it to Krishna with love and devotion, and then take it, then you'll be free from the sin. So for discussing about association, we have a story here. So you can see, I think most of you might have known this story already. So a person named Ram, he actually had 2 parrots, but then he had to, because of financial terms, he had to sell off these parrots. So what this person did is, he sold 1 parrot to a saintly person, to a very holy man, a Brahmana. And then the other parrot he had to sell to a butcher. Actually, a butcher bought this parrot. So after so many days, right, this Ram again visited those to see how these parrots are doing. And when he actually went to the parrot where he sold it to the butcher, right, he just went and told hello to that parrot, and the butcher said, kill him, it was saying. So see, it was in bad association. What the butcher does, butcher does just cuts meat, and he does all abominable activities there, right? So even this parrot, it got used to all that illegal words and unparliamentary words, and as soon as it saw this person, it was saying, kill him, it was shouting like that. And this a person, Ram, was so distressed, and then he went to the other parrot where he left it with the holy man, the saintly person. As soon as the parrot saw this person entering into their complex or premises, right, the parrot was really welcoming. It was saying welcoming words like, please come in, how are you? It was talking like that. So from this story, we can understand that it is very important to be in good association. If we are in good association, we will be always doing good. Okay? Yeah. Next, we have a life lesson if anyone wants to read. Harika.
The spiritual life will drive away sinful life automatically as both are incomplete.
Very good, incompatible. So what this life lesson is saying is, if you actually start implementing this life lesson, so you already started chanting, offering prasad and all. So this is a part of your spiritual journey, right? So if you actually inculcate this journey into your day-to-day life, it will automatically drive away the sinful life. That's what this life lesson meant. And we have one more life lesson here if anyone wants to read. Rana?
One who sees everything in life
as profit
and loss can't have
Peace. Yeah. So what this life lesson is saying is, whatever you do, if you are doing, keeping in mind that whether this will incur me profit or this will give me loss, then we will never have peace. See, some people, they count everything in terms of money. They will think like, if I do this, what I'll get. If I do that, what I'll get. So we shouldn't be like that. So if you count everything what you're doing in life in terms of profit and loss, there won't be peace at all in the life. That is what this life lesson meant here. And then what is the third step? So 3 steps, right? So we saw how to do the duty. And then the second one was how to be detached from the results. We shouldn't be attached to the results. We have to give 100%, but we shouldn't be worried about the results. And the third one is control the senses. So how to control? See, so what is, I have a question for all of you. Is there any goal in your life? What is the goal in your life, if anyone wants to answer? Everyone have goals in your life, right? Yes, Akshaya.
Mataji, I should be a devotee of Krishna, Mataji.
Excellent. This question is not for you. Not for you, Akshaya. I'll ask someone else. Harika.
Ma'am, I want to become doctor and I have to do free service for people.
See, everybody will have goals like this. Someone might want to become a doctor. See, now Harika is saying she wants to become a doctor, but her goal is to do service. So that is important. So this question is not at all for you. This question is for material people. So for material people, what they keep saying like, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a lawyer, because I want to earn so much of money. And then they'll think happiness is there. But what you people are saying, I want to become a devotee of Krishna, I want to do service. That is a very, very good attitude you all have. That is the start of your spiritual journey and you all are in the right path. See, if you see this picture, right, what this person is doing, this person studied so well. Who is that? Yeah. So this person studied so well and he actually got a very good job. So after getting job, what he's running? He's running after the money, leaving his family, not taking care of his family, kids, everything. He's just running after money. And in the second picture, like second one, you can see that he reached mid-age. Did he stop? He might have achieved that happiness, right, by then? No, but he did not stop. Still, he is in search of money. In the third picture, maybe he has reached like 80 years or 90 years. That might be the end of his life. He has piled up so much of money. But what is the use? Ultimately, there is no end. He just reached the end. He doesn't have even time to practice his spiritual journey. Right? So it is important to actually come into this path at a very young age, and you all are really fortunate that your parents are encouraging you to join these classes and you actually came into this spiritual journey. You are really blessed kids, and I have to congratulate you for that. Amazing kids. And here we have a story again. So you all know Akbar Birbal stories, right? They'll be very interesting actually. Yeah. So this story is like the king. One time what happened is a fruit vendor actually came to the king and he wanted to gift him a basket of fruits. What did the fruit vendor say? The fruit vendor said, "Oh king, my dear king, I actually grew this fruits in my own garden. I actually came to gift you." And he said, there is a special feature for this fruit. What is that special feature? If you eat that fruit, it will give you long life. Then the minister was present there. Then he heard that, okay, oh my God, this fruit, if you eat, will get long life. Even the minister was listening to that. The king, what he said is to that minister, you safeguard this basket of fruits. Then immediately the minister took one fruit from his basket and he started eating. Seeing that, the king said, "Oh my minister, I said those fruits are for me, right? Why did you eat them? You have to be present. You have to be killed." He ordered that minister. Then immediately the minister said, "My dear king, this fruit vendor is lying. He said a lie." Then the king said, "What lie did he say? Why are you saying like that?" Then immediately the minister said, "Just now the fruit vendor mentioned that if we eat this fruit, we will live for long life. But now I ate this fruit, I am being imprisoned and I am given a death sentence. Then it is a clear lie on what he is saying. Then the king was very much impressed by his logic and he actually left him away. So what we can understand from this story is, see, we, for our sense gratification, we do lot of things. But then we, because that minister was intelligent enough, he escaped from the death. But we have to understand that when we have bad desires, we have to tolerate them. We have to control them. So many people keep saying like, you have a desire to do that, do this, right? Just do it and then you won't get that desire again. No, that is not right. When you get some bad desire doesn't mean you have to go and kill people or steal or something. There will be so many bad desires. For example, chocolates. Chocolates are bad for health, right? Chocolates or junk foods, outside food, all these are bad for health, right? Those are also bad desires, but you'll have a strong desire to eat them. So at that point of time, you have to control your mind saying that stop, okay, stop, wait, we'll see it next time. So you have to control your mind that way. Okay. Yeah. And next we can see the 4 pillars of Dharma. So what are the 4 pillars of Dharma? Mercy, truthfulness, austerity, and then cleanliness. So we'll see how these 4 pillars are destroyed. Okay. Before that, next slide we have that. I think so. Yeah, we'll see how these 4 pillars are destroyed. See, for example, take mercy. So we know the 4 regulative principles, right? And these 4 pillars will be related directly to the 4 regulative principles. Okay. First, say, take mercy. See, when like if you see, right, there's so many slaughterhouses every day, so many people are killing animals for the taste of their tongue. See, if you're killing that animals like that, then where is mercy? So the pillar of mercy is killed by the regulative principle, no meat eating. So if you're eating meat, you're killing other animal, other living entity for the taste of your tongue, right? So the pillar of mercy is destroyed by that. Next, truthfulness. Truthfulness is like, you know about gambling, right? Though there are so many means of doing gambling. And these days, because it is COVID, we can see so many online apps which actually promotes this gambling. There's so many casinos actually. There's so many online games which actually divert the attention of the younger kids. So they'll get attracted to those games and they'll actually forget the actual purpose of their life. For example, they have to study and write for exams. They'll forget that they're studying and everything. They'll just be carried away by this. So that is gambling. And in gambling, is there any truth? There is no truth, right? You have to fake a lot there. So the pillar of the truthfulness is destroyed by gambling. Then austerity. Austerity, the pillar of austerity is destroyed by taking intoxication. So you might have seen, right, in movies or outside, if someone actually take this substance, right, intoxication, they speak whatever they want. They won't be in their control. The senses will not be in their control. They'll speak all nonsense. So by that, this pillar of austerity is destroyed. And finally, we have the pillar of no illegal relationship. So cleanliness, the pillar of cleanliness will be destroyed by this regulative principle of no illegal relationship. So marriage, the sex within marriage is acceptable. But then if there is an illegal relationship, then it will actually destroy the pillar of cleanliness. So in our society, if all are promoting, if people are not following these 4 regulative principles, on all these are followed, like taking a meat, doing gambling, taking intoxication, then maintaining illegal relationship, what will happen to the society? It will become a chaos. So it is important to actually protect the pillars of Dharma by following the 4 regulative principles. Okay, here we have a life lesson. If anyone wants to read, who didn't read? Yamini, are you there, Yamini?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, read it.
Lesser this sin, lesser suffer.
Lesser the sin, lesser we suffer. Why is that? Because Krishna is clearly saying, right, if you offer everything to me and eat, there won't be any sinful reaction. If we do akarma, there won't be any reaction. So the lesser the sin, lesser we suffer. And then we have the second section. What is the second section? Second section is the knowledge of three doers. So in any activity which we perform, there are three doers. So let's see who are the three doers here. Who wanted to read this? Who did not read?
Has it read?
Atidhi? No.
Akshaya.
Shaya. Okay, Akshaya, go ahead.
Yes, Mother. सर्वकर्मणि मानसा सन्न्यस्यस्ते सुखं वसि नवद्वरे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन् न करयन्.
Translation.
When the
Embodied.
when the embodied living being controls the nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done.
Very good. So what is Krishna saying here is when the living being actually controls his nature and renounces all actions, he will happily reside in this body. So here Krishna used a new term. He's saying Navadware, the city of 9 gates. So let's see what is this Navadware. So before that, we actually are talking about the knowledge of three doers, right? So whatever activity we perform, we are not the single doers. There are three doers. So what is that? First is everyone knows about the soul, right? We are the soul. We are not the body. Okay. What the soul does is, soul is Jivatma. That is us. Okay. So what the soul does is, it desires. For example, you have exams and so you'll decide to study, right? Then what happens is the super soul is the Paramatma. The Paramatma will sanction and the material nature, that is the Prakriti, will facilitate. Okay, so if you want to study, first you decide to study. Then what happens? Paramatma will sanction that you can study. Then the material nature, Prakriti means like you have sunlight to actually read. So in the dark, can you read? You cannot read, right? So we have all the facilities which are provided in the material nature to actually perform that desire. So that we'll see in detail here. So Krishna was talking about Navadware, right? The city of 9 gates. This is actually a biology diagram. You might have seen it. So Krishna is saying that this particular body has 9 gates. So what are the 9 gates? In the top, like the head path, right? We have like 7 gates. What are the 7 gates? Like we have 2 ears, we have 2 eyes, we have 2 nostrils, and we have a mouth, right? So whatever you want to do, you have to do with these only. Like if you want to eat something, you need to open your mouth and eat. So if you want to see, now you want to actually listen to this class. So how do you listen? You use your ears, right? And if you have something to eat for the evening snack, like maybe your mother is cooking in the kitchen right now, but you will actually feel that fragrance, right? The smell through your nostrils. And then if you want to visualize anything, so now I am presenting a PPT. To see that, you have to use your eyes. So all this, for this, you're using the city of the 9 gates. So we discussed about the 7 gates on the head path. In addition to that, there are 2 gates, that is, one is the genitals and other one is the anus. So these both are used in excretion and in procreation. Okay. So Krishna is saying that we use this body, which is the city of 9 gates, to actually perform any activity. So what is the purpose of this city? City is nothing but the body. What Krishna, in Krishna's term, Krishna is saying this is a city. This is nothing but the body. So what is the purpose of having this body? The purpose of this body is, it is a facility to enjoy. He has given us the body to enjoy. How to enjoy? See, for example, you want to eat any sweet, like your mother prepared a very nice gulab jamun or Mysore pak or something. So how you'll enjoy it? You have to eat and then you have to release the taste, right? Yeah. So this is a facility to enjoy. And then why do we keep changing? See, we have this body, right? But we have heard about transmigration. But then we are saying, we have in the last class, we have discussed about desire and deserve, right? So why do we keep changing this body? Today I might be in this body. Tomorrow, next life, I can take in a different body, right? Why do we keep changing this body? Because of the constant chase for happiness. This particular body is temporary. We have learned about the composition of the body in the second chapter, right? Krishna was talking about the gross body, subtle body. And Krishna said clearly that the gross body is temporary. We know this city, this body is temporary, but yet we are constantly chasing for happiness. What will Krishna say then? Krishna will say, okay, Baba, you're constantly chasing for happiness. You didn't still taste that happiness. Okay, go take next birth. Okay. So in this process of enjoying the doing the sense gratification and everything, in this process, what do we achieve? We actually get miseries. It is a short-lived happiness, but then we will entangle to this cycle of birth and death. No, see, we have heard about Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, right? So whoever has taken birth should die. They might be deceased and they might old age. So anything we cannot avoid, right? Arya, why are you requesting remote control? Don't do that. Okay. So we have to understand. For example, see, you might have purchased a phone. Maybe you purchased an iPhone 7 or 8 latest model. And then next day you go to school and you show to your friends, see, mine is the latest model, my phone and all. Then your friends will be very admiring your phone. They'll see, oh, this is a new phone. You already bought a new phone. Then you'll feel very happy. You'll feel, you'll have that sense gratification. But maybe after a couple of days or 3 days, another friend actually purchased a new phone. Latest model has been released into the market and your friend purchased that latest phone. Then what will happen? Your happiness will be short-lived, right? Until then, your phone is the latest model. But then when your friend brought a higher end model than your model, your happiness will become short-lived, right? So that is what Krishna is saying. We will get entangled in the process of birth and death. But because nothing is permanent here, everything is temporary. We have to understand that. And how do we acquire the city? Again, the 2 Ds here. Krishna is saying we will acquire this body based on our desire and what we deserve, that is based on our karma. So you can see the pictures like Mataji also discussed in a Discover Yourself course. How do we actually acquire different bodies? Like a person who is very much lazy and he sleeps throughout, right? He'll become a polar bear. And the person like who is showing off themselves, not wearing proper clothes, that person will become a tree. So like this, different bodies and different species are actually allocated, and based on what we desire and what we deserve, we will acquire the next body. And then what is the nature of this body? This body grows and runs without any control. Why is Krishna saying without any control? Do we have any control on our body? See, something we'll eat and you don't know whether it will suit to your body. You might get stomach ache next morning. Can you actually predict what will happen next minute in your body? No, right? See, for example, when during infant, you might have experienced that. An infant, the milk teeth will fall away, right? And then the permanent teeth will come. Who designed all this? Can anyone say who designed all this? Yeah, Akshaya. Yeah.
Mataji, Krishna Mataji.
Excellent. So what is Krishna saying here is the nature of this body, it is not our control. Krishna is controlling everything. He has designed a particular mechanism and he says this body keeps growing and everything grows without any control. So next, that is the first doer. First doer is Prakriti. Prakriti means material nature. Material nature that includes the body. Okay. Second doer. Who is the second doer? That is the soul. Soul means we, the Jivatma. Soul, what is Krishna saying about the soul here? Krishna is saying that the soul will desire for happiness. So what is the natural characteristic of the soul? Can anyone say what is the natural characteristic of the soul? Only Akshaya? Nobody knows it? Yes, Akshaya.
Vanshika and Srinika is raising hands.
Yeah, Vanshika and Srinika? No, they raised. Okay, Akshaya.
Yes, Mataji.
What is...
The soul contains mind, intelligence, and false ego.
No, what is the natural characteristics of the soul?
It desires for happiness, Mataji.
No, in addition to that, there is one more thing. What is that we discussed in the second chapter? The soul always want to connect to the Supreme Lord. The natural characteristics of the soul is to connect to the Supreme Lord. Okay? Yeah. So the second doer, we're talking about the second doer here. The second doer, the soul, it is also called as Jivatma. It is also called as a spirit soul. Okay. The soul always desires for happiness. And if we actually do pious activities, we get pious reactions. If we do sinful activities, we get sinful reactions as we deserve. Okay. And the soul will always will be this living being actually it goes into illusion thinking that I am the body, but we are the souls. So we have to understand that we are only the citizens in this city. Okay, this body is temporary. Only for a certain period of time we are in this body. Okay, that we have to understand. And here we have a life lesson if anyone wants to read. Atidi? Yes, Atidi.
Yes, Mataji. Inequality is a result of one's own choice.
Very good. So this we have discussed already in the last chapter also. So what is that inequality? So many people will think like some people are beautiful, some people are very rich, some people are living in poverty. And why all this inequality God has created? But in reality, God hasn't created this inequality and he is not partial. This is the result of one's own choice. Okay? Yeah. And here again, we have one more life lesson. If anyone wants to read, Brunda.
Yes, Mataji. Laws of nature are very
Stringent. So what this life lesson is saying is the laws of nature, that is the laws of nature means the Lord's laws are very stringent. So we always have to police from within. Say for example, in the traffic, right? If you see the traffic near the junctions, there will be police actually to catch the people who would not wear a helmet or would not have the driving license and all. But if some people what they do is on seeing the police from a distance, they actually run off and they actually go from a different lane and finally they'll reach their destination. They might escape from our judicial laws here. But what Krishna is saying here is the laws of nature, the Lord's laws are very stringent. Krishna knows everything. We cannot escape from the sin or bad things which we have committed. So that's why Krishna is saying what we have to do here is we have to police from within. See, all of us will be actually receiving messages from within from the Paramatma if we have observed. Like when we wanted to do something, there will be a voice saying that, shall I do this or not? Shall I do this or not? So we have to listen to the Paramatma. We have to acknowledge and we have to stop our behavior if we are actually getting things like doing bad things or anything. Okay. And then okay. Super soul. The third one is, the third doer is the super soul. Super soul is Paramatma. So who is Paramatma? Paramatma is the supplier of all ingredients for the city, like Panchabhutas, the gross body, subtle body, all these are from Paramatma. So he is the source of the Jivatma, that is a spirit soul. He is the source of all the ingredients of the city. And we actually get a body based on our desire and what we deserve. Okay, he makes all the arrangements. See, whatever desire we actually desire, that will not be sanctioned by Paramatma. He sanctions whichever we deserve based on our karma. So I might desire to become a billionaire. Paramatma will not sanction that because he will see my karma account. What is her account and how much I can give her. That much only he will give. Okay. So you don't think like whatever we desire, Paramatma will give. No, it is based on our karma. And here you might think like Paramatma is a sanctioner. There are so many people outside like they're doing all sinful activities. Why is Paramatma sanctioning? You might all think like, because we are saying Paramatma is a sanctioner. So why Krishna is not stopping from doing all those bad sinful activities? But the reason is Krishna doesn't want to do anything by force. Krishna gave us a free will. He wanted to everyone to come to him based on the love. Okay. He will not force anything on us. See, if the living being is so adamant that he wanted to see, for example, take a person smoking. So many people might have the habit of smoking, right? The person is so adamant that he wanted to smoke, but his inner voice, he also knows that is bad for health and it is not a good thing to do. He also knows that. And the Paramatma from within, he will actually give that knowledge also that it is not good. But then the living being is so adamant that he wanted to do that. He wanted to commit that mistake. Then Paramatma helplessly, he will actually sanction that. Okay. So here you can see a lady, right? She is actually cooking for her. So the context is this lady is actually cooking some vegetables, some food for her kids. So here, can you say me, who is the doer? Who are the three doers? Anyone wanted to volunteer to say who are the three doers here? Anyone? Sanvi? Okay, Sanvi, yes. Yes, Sanvi.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
The three doers are the soul, Prakriti, and Paramatma.
Right. So this lady is cooking here. So can you explain three doers in that context?
The lady is the soul, and Prakriti is like her fire and like that.
Excellent.
And Paramatma is making her to cook.
Very good. Excellent, Sanvi. Yeah. So everybody understood this, right? So this lady has a desire to cook for her children. So what Paramatma, he actually sanctions that. The Prakriti, the material nature, has given fire, vegetables. We get everything from the earth, right? Vegetables are grown in the world. You sow seeds and you get vegetables. So Paramatma sanctioned it. The material nature facilitated by giving all the vegetables, fire and everything. And this lady is actually cooking that. So she is the soul there. Okay, she is a desirer there. And then Paramatma is a sanctioner and the Prakriti who actually gave the vegetables and everything. So ultimately, who is cooking here? The lady is cooking. Means the soul is cooking. Soul is the doer. Okay, three doers we understood here. Any doubts in this one? Any doubts in this one? No? Understood these three doers? Okay, what is stringent? Yeah, stringent means very tight. The laws of nature are very tight. Okay, very strict. So in your school, you'll have rules, right? Very strict rules. So that is what stringent is, very strict. The laws of nature are very strict. Akshay, you have a question? Yes, Akshay.
What is the meaning of Srikant, Mataji?
Srikant, where did we see that, Amma?
Yes, Mataji.
Stringent, right?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, stringent means very strict. The laws of nature are very strict. You cannot escape. See, in your school, there will be some rules and regulations, right? Say, for example, there is a rule. You should not come. You should be on time. You should not come. You should not enter the school after 8:30 a.m. So what they'll do, 8:30 a.m., the doors will be locked. Beyond 8:30, nobody can enter the school. That way. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Sanvi, do you have any question?
No, Mataji, I forgot to lower my hand.
No problem. Yeah. Okay. So here again, we'll see one more story here. So it is Vidyapati's garden. Okay. So there is a person called Vidyapati. So he built a beautiful, so you can see a beautiful picture here, right? So he built a beautiful house and a beautiful garden. So one day what happened? A cow actually entered into his compound. And you can see how beautiful it is, right? So this cow, what it did is, it actually, while it was walking, it was disturbing all those flowers and it was trying to eat some grass from the garden. Then this Vidyapati, he got angry and he threw a stone at that cow. What happened when he threw a stone at that cow? The cow fell down and it was dead. Then immediately all the neighbors gathered in Vidyapati's house and they were actually shouting at Vidyapati, for just eating that grass, you killed that innocent cow. How could you do that? Then Vidyapati started speaking logics intelligently. So what Vidyapati is saying, and we talked about demigods, right? Devatas in last chapter. So there are 33 crores Devatas, we know that, right? So each part in our body is controlled by one Devata. For example, this eyebrows is controlled by one Devata. Then this hand will be controlled by one Devata. So this Vidyapati intelligently, he started saying logic. So what he's saying, he was saying, no, I threw the stone, but the cow died. But it was not me. It is not because of me. My hand threw the stone. This hand is actually managed by Indra. So Indra actually killed that cow. I didn't kill that cow. Then Indra, he actually heard this and he thought, what? This fellow is blaming me. And Indra actually came down to this earth and he was present before Vidyapati and he was asking Vidyapati, who built this house? He asked. Then that person said, Vidyapati said, I built this house. Then who made this garden? Then I made this garden. Then who killed this cow? I killed. Then Vidyapati, no, I didn't kill this cow. I didn't kill this cow. That hand killed this cow. I didn't kill this cow. Then, but here in this story, what we have to understand is when something good happened, right? We all try to take a credit for that. If good happens, we'll say, because of me only, because I told that day, I told them to do that, because of me, it is happening like this. Because of me only, they prospered. So we'll try to take credit for everything. But then when something bad happens, we will not try to actually talk. We will try to escape from that. So same thing Vidyapati was trying to do, but then he was taken into control and he was punished for the sin he has done. But what we have to understand from this story is we should try to accept our mistakes also. When we start accepting our mistakes, right, we will not repeat that mistake again. But then if we actually try to escape from what we have done, we will keep on doing mistakes. So we have to understand that we should not try to take credit only for everything, but then we have to admit our mistakes also. Here we have a life lesson. If anyone wants to read. Vanshika and Shrinika?
Mataji,
Mm-hmm.
your screen, Mataji.
Can you see it now?
No, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
God
good.
is aimless. He has only as a fertilizer.
Facilitator, yeah. So what we have to understand from this life lesson and that story we discussed right now. So when we said the three doers, right, Paramatma is the sanctioner, we are saying. And we have to understand that Paramatma is only a sanctioner, but the desirer is who? Us, the soul, the Jivatma. So we have to understand that Lord is blameless. He is only the facilitator. Okay, we cannot, so if good things happen, we cannot take credit for that. And if something bad happens, we cannot blame it on the Lord or other living beings or the family or friends. Okay. So again, now we came to the third section, that is equal vision. Harshit?
Yes, Mataji. Vidya Vidya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Suni Chaiva Swapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha.
Very good. Translation.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Translation. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see the equal vision of a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater outcast.
Very good. So we came to the third section now. What is third section? Equal vision. That is from the verse 5.17 to 5.26. So what is Krishna explaining here is, when we actually attain the knowledge of the three doers, then we will have equal vision. So in this picture, if you can see 5 things. So what is Krishna saying? Vidya, Vinaya. Vidya means knowledge. Vinaya means humbleness, humility. So if we attain more and more knowledge, right? For example, in school, you might get like first rank, second rank, you might be in the top 5. When we are actually going to the top, when you are attaining more and more knowledge, we should not become proud. Pride should not increase in us. We should be humble. How much ever knowledge we attain, we should be humble. So we have to check ourselves, saying that whether I am being humble or whether I am becoming proud. Okay, so Krishna is saying here, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. So he is showing, pointing to 5 things here. One is Brahmane. You can see a boy here, right? Brahmana. And then he's saying Gavi. Gavi means this cow. And then Hastini. Hastini means this elephant. Sunichaiva, dog. And Swapakecha. He's saying dog eater. Some people are so degraded that they even eat dogs. So he's saying Brahmana, a Pandita, he actually sees everyone with equal vision. Why he's seeing everyone with equal vision? Because you can see Paramatma is there within each and every living entity. When he has that knowledge of the 3 doers, he will treat each and every living entity with the same vision, equal vision. But then we have to understand that you should have the equal vision, but you should be able to discriminate also. Why I am talking about that, we can see in the next slide. See, in this particular section, we will talk about equal vision. Equal vision, what is the effect of knowing this knowledge, and then what are the implications, we'll see. So here, what is the effect? Krishna is saying, when you have this knowledge of 3 doers, you can see everything very clearly. You can see, you can understand when a particular activity is performed, you can understand who are the 3 doers. And then you can see the presence of Paramatma in each and every living entity. That is the effect he's saying. And what is the implication? What is the implication on ourselves? And what is the implication on seeing others also? Krishna is explaining here. So what is the implication on oneself? You will become naturally tolerant, like all your behavior will change. Like you won't be rude anymore with any of your friends or family members. You'll be very kind to your parents. You will actually be naturally tolerant. And then genuine kindness will be there. Genuine. You don't need to actually pretend, or don't need to fake anything. You will have the genuine kindness within and without. And you will give up unrealistic expectations from yourself and from others also. See, sometimes we'll get so influenced by seeing some things, right? We'll get influenced and we'll think, okay, if I have that thing, how it will be. And sometimes if you actually see movies, right, you'll actually imagine yourself in that hero's place, like that. So all these unrealistic expectations will go off. That is what Krishna is saying. And then what is the implication on seeing others? So the implication on seeing others is you will have real brotherhood. Whichever person, whoever person you actually get in touch with, you will actually have real brotherhood. Like you will not have any enmity basically. Like you can see, right, in some families, brothers and sisters, they won't talk. between the brothers, there'll be so many clashes from years together. There might be so lot of enmity. So all these will go away if they follow Bhagavad Gita. If they follow Bhagavad Gita and if they understand all these life lessons, they will actually have real brotherhood. They will actually forgive. They'll have the mentality of forgiving. And they will perceive everyone as a temple of the Lord, because Paramatma is there within each and every living entity. So they will perceive everyone as a temple of Lord. So here you can see a tiger, right? So now we are saying we should have equal vision towards every living entity. But then can you actually go and hug a tiger? No, right? That will become the last hug of our life. So we have to understand here, we should have equal vision, but then we have to discriminate. You should be able to discriminate what is good and bad. So going and just because you have learned that we have 3 doers and we learned about equal vision, every living entity is the same. Just because of that, you can just not go and hug a tiger or go into a lion cave, right? Same way, we have to understand about the equal vision, and we should know to discriminate also. But then in the next example, see here in this picture, you can see there are some stones, and in the middle you can see gold. And then in the last picture, you can see mud, right? So the pure devotee, he actually treats everything the same. See, of course, gold is not the same to that of the mud, but he will not have any attachment. That is what Krishna is trying to say here. Even if it is mud or even it is gold, for him it is the same, because he doesn't have attachment towards them. So a wise person, what is Krishna saying here is, the wise person will understand. See, everyone will have will be fond of having gold and everything, right? But then we have to understand that this material world itself is temporary. So the wise person, what he will do is, he will understand that this material world is temporary, and then he will be detached to them. Okay. And you all have heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Sachi Mata, you know Sachi Mata? Who is Sachi Mata? Anyone know? Yes, everyone know, right? Yeah. Sachi Mata is the mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yeah. Akshaya, go ahead.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nothing else, Krishna only, Mataji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna, who came 500 years ago to this planet. Okay, so Sachi Mata is the mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Sachi Mata? She is none other than Mother Yashoda. She incarnated as Sachi Mata. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is very young, right, he is called as Nimai. So one day, Sachi Mata, what she did is, she actually gave some sweets to Nimai to eat, and then she is doing her daily course. But when she actually turned this side and saw towards Nimai, right, what he is doing, Nimai was actually eating mud. Then Sachi Mata, she came running to Nimai and she said, Nimai, what are you doing? I actually gave you so many nice sweets to eat. Why are you eating mud? Then what Nimai said? Nimai said, see mother, where are these materials coming from? Like if you want to actually prepare some sweet or something, you need some grains, right? When you sow seeds in the earth, you'll get those grains. When you get those grains, you can prepare any sweet or something from that, right? So he's saying, then it is coming from the earth, right? Then that's why I'm eating mud. Then Sachi Mata said, who gave you all this philosophy? No, that is not correct. Everything is not one. We have to understand that. Everything is not one. Eating mud and eating sweet, is it the same? No, right? When you eat mud, actually, you can relish the taste. But when you actually eat mud, your stomach might be upset or anything might happen. So we have to understand that everything is not one. So having equal vision does not mean to think everything is one. I already gave you one example of a tiger. You cannot just go and hug a tiger saying that we have to have equal vision with every living entity, right? Yeah. So here we are entering into the fourth section. So fourth section, we just have 2 verses. That is the peak preview of Ashtanga Yoga. So in movies, we have trailers, right, before releasing the movie. So same way, Krishna here, he actually gave a peak preview of Ashtanga Yoga. So in this particular section, what Krishna was telling is, generally our mind is very flickering, right? see now we are in this class. Some might be listening, some might be doing some activity. Even I am actually looking at you. Sometimes I get distracted if someone is actually playing or doing anything. So this mind is very much flickering. So this particular Ashtanga Yoga process, what it is saying is, you have to control your mind, you have to control your senses, and sit in a particular posture and meditate upon Paramatma. So that in detail we'll see in the next chapter. So this we just have one slide here. And then now we get a very, very important verse. If possible, try to learn this verse. It is really important to actually understand this verse. This is called as a peace formula verse. Krishna gave the peace formula verse. So who wanted to read this verse? Those who haven't read so far. Trai, you want to read? Yes, Trai.
Bhogartam yaja tapasyam
Bhoktaram.
Bodharam yajna tapasya sarvaloka maheshwaram
Suhradam.
suvardam sarvabhutanam
Jnatva.
Vyatnama satim
Santim Rachati.
Santim Rakshati.
Translation.
A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the unlimited beneficiary of all sacrifices and
Austerities.
austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods. Demigods and the benefiter and well-wisher of all living entities. Returns peace from the paggles of material miseries.
Material miseries, very good. So this is a very, very important verse. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So three things we have to understand here. One is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So Bhokta means who? Bhokta means enjoyer. Who is the enjoyer here? Krishna is the enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So Ishvara means controller. Maheshwaram means supreme controller. Sarva Loka. He is saying that he is the supreme controller, supreme proprietor of all the planets and demigods. Like demigods means devatas. Then he is saying Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. Suhrut means who? Suhrut means friend. Okay. So Krishna is the friend. He is the only friend and well-wisher of all living entities. So if one understands these three things, then definitely they will not have any enmity and we can achieve peace in this world. That is what Krishna is saying. Let's understand this in more detail. Okay. So here you can see picture, right? So this English actually it is quite interesting. So in the first thing you can see, right? If you actually know God, then you will know what is peace. But if you say no God, then there is no peace. Okay. So first one, what is that? Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So Bhokta means enjoyer. We saw that Bhokta means enjoyer. So what we have to do, we have to offer everything in the transcendental service to the Lord. So this is not something newly being done. Most of you or in your families or anywhere you might have observed doing this. Like for example, if you buy a new car or a bike, right, what your parents will do, they'll take to the temple. They will actually do some puja ritual, they'll perform the ritual and then they will give the keys to be kept at the lotus feet of the Lord, right? They will go to Vishnu temple or Venkateshwara, Vishnu is Venkateshwara Swami, right? Yeah. So they'll go to the temple and offer the keys, right? Why are they offering the keys there? Saying that this is yours, Krishna, this is yours. I am using that in your service. That is why. And you can see like wedding cards also. When weddings are happening, right, in the family, first wedding will actually go to the Lord. Means first invite is going to the Lord. So it is important that they are actually inviting the Lord. Come for our wedding. We are inviting the Lord to come for the wedding. So in our life, whatever we perform, right, the first invitation has to go to the Supreme Lord. Okay, just understand that. whatever we perform in our life, the first invite has to go to the Supreme Lord. Then we will be happy. We'll be at peace. So here we have a life lesson. If anyone wants to read. I'll pick someone who didn't read. Tanvita?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I think I am enjoyed, but that would mind me to the cycle of action
And reaction. Action, reaction.
and reaction. Action,
Hmm.
reaction.
Right.
Thank you, Mataji.
Very good. So this life lesson is very, very important to contemplate and to actually introspect ourselves. So if we think we are the enjoyer, then what happens? We will again be bound to this cycle of action and reaction. How? If you perform a pious activity, if you do some charity and you think that I am the doer of that charity, right? What will happen? That will become punya karma, pious activity. So for that pious activity, what happens? Again, you have to take birth, you have to come and enjoy. Okay. But when you're doing a sinful activity, right? What happens? Again, you have to suffer. You have to come to this material world again and suffer. So we have to understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. When you think like that, you won't get entangled in the cycle of birth and death. Cycle of birth and death means action and reaction, right? Then you will be only doing akarma. You won't do karma or vikarma. Yeah. Then second one. What is the second one in this verse? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So Krishna is clearly explaining here. No one is greater than him. Greater than the greatest demigods. Even the Devatas. He's saying no one is greater than him. So he is always the highest. Then only demigods or anyone will come. And he's saying he's the supreme proprietor of all the planets and the Devatas. Then we have the life lesson here. Can anyone read this life lesson? Who is this? Srinivas Tirunahari.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think I rejoined.
Okay, you can read this. Can you see the life lesson?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
we are the temporary owners.
Yeah, very good. So this life lesson is also very important to understand and implement. So what is this life lesson? This life lesson is saying that we are temporary owners. So even we might have a house here, we might have a land here, someone might have so many acres of land, but then that is temporary. See, when we took birth, right? When we took birth, before we took birth, Hyderabad is there. Maybe after we leaving this body also, Hyderabad will still be there. So we have to understand that we are temporary here. This will be there, but we are temporary. Here we have a very beautiful story. It is a really moral story. So once one lady actually is traveling in a bus. Okay, she is actually sitting in one seat. After the next stop, then one other lady, she actually boarded the bus and she had so many bags. This side, so 2 bags, this side 2 bags, so much of luggage she was carrying. And she actually came to sit beside this old lady. But then because the bus will start right, if you don't sit, she will again fall off. So what happened, this lady, she was actually sitting with those bags. When she was sitting with that bags, right, she actually, when you are sitting in a seat, right, with the bags, you'll automatically hit the other person who is sitting beside you, right? So with that bag, she was actually hitting the old lady. But then later on, she actually took all the bags and everything. She kept it down and she got settled. And then she asked that old lady, I actually boarded the bus with so much of luggage and I didn't even see that I am actually hurting you with these bags. But then how come you actually were very calm? You are not screaming at me. Then that old lady said, in 2 other stops, I will actually get down the bus. In this 2 stops, do I need to actually fight with you? Because our journey is very short. In 2 stops, I will actually go away and I even don't know you. And I don't even know if I will meet you again in my life. In the short journey, should I actually fight with you? That's what the old lady said, and this lady was amazed to actually see that answer. And we also should be amazed and understand that this journey, this life is very short. In this short life, do we actually need to be having any grudge on anyone? Do we actually need to be rude with anyone? Can we not forgive? Can we not be happy? Right? All of us want to be happy, right? And be very humble to everyone, right? Yeah. So we have to understand that we are temporary owners and we should not have any enmity on anyone. Here, the last one. Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. Suhrudam means, Suhrut means I told friend. So Krishna is the friend and well-wisher of all living entities. So our home is the spiritual home, that is Golaka Vrindavan. So Krishna is our well-wisher and he wanted us all to come to his spiritual abode. Okay. So he is a friend and well-wisher of all living entities. So here again we have a life lesson if anyone wants to read. Okay. Kaushini?
Yes, Mataji. If everyone is Krishna's friend, then how can someone be my enemy?
Very good. This is a very, very important life lesson. If we understand this one life lesson, we won't have any enemies at all in our life. See, for Krishna, there is no enemy at all. He treats everyone equally. Whether you actually worship Krishna or whether you worship any other demigod, whether you worship his impersonal form, anything he actually reciprocates in that way. He doesn't have any enmity, right? If Krishna Ali is not having enemies, should we have enemies? Should we have enmity with anyone? No, right? Yeah. So we should understand this and we should not have any enmity to anyone and we have to inculcate the nature of forgiving. Okay? Yeah. Will you all be forgiving? Yeah? Thumbs up? Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Right. So here, this is the end of this chapter and we'll just have a quick review and then we'll close this section. So here in this chapter, the first section, that is work for God, be free from bondage. Here Krishna gave 3 steps on how to be like a lotus leaf. What is the first step? He's saying do the duty, but be detached from the results. And then control the senses. How can we control the senses? We can control the senses by following the 4 regulative principles. Once you follow the 4 regulative principles, then the 4 pillars of Dharma will be intact, will not be destroyed. And then Krishna was talking about the 3 doers. So who are the 3 doers? The 3 doers are Prakriti, that is the material nature, which actually gave us the body, the city. And this city has 9 gates. Krishna was talking about Navadware. And what is the purpose of this body? Purpose of this body is to enjoy. Yeah. And then Krishna was talking about the super soul, Paramatma. So here we have to understand that the soul, the spirit soul is the desirer. The super soul is the sanctioner. The Prakriti is the facilitator. Okay. Understand those 3 words. Okay. You'll have a quiz also on this, understand the 3 doers. And then when we have this knowledge of 3 doers, then we will have equal vision. What is an equal vision? What is the effect of having the equal vision? What is the implication? The implication on how you see yourself and how you actually see others. And then we had just 2 verses on Ashtanga Yoga, that is a peak preview. And then we had the final verse, that is 5.29, which is a very, very important verse, that is a peace formula verse. So in this peace formula verse, Krishna is saying that if you know who is God, you will automatically have peace. And if you understand God, that he actually is longing to see us, then everything you can understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and you will understand that he is the proprietor of all planets and demigods and he is the well-wisher of everyone. Like Suhrut, I told about Suhrut here. Suhrut means the friend. He is the friend and well-wisher of everyone. So we actually end this chapter Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So before we actually go to questions, have questions with this chapter. Okay, any questions if you have regarding this chapter? And last time Brinda was actually asking about 108. Why we have to chant 108, right? So that there is so many there's so many actually to discuss for 108, but then what the Gaudiya Vaishnavas actually talk about 108 verses, 108 beats chanting, I'll tell you. So what the acharyas in Vaishnavism, they actually say that they are 108 prominent gopas. So you know, right, gopas who are actually dear friends to Krishna, who actually worship, they are very dear to Krishna. So they're prominent, and we have like 108 Upanishads, right? 108 Upanishads, and then there are like 108 places where actually Krishna performed his leelas. So when we chant on this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, each bead, we are actually trying to get, trying to instill all those pastimes in our mind, and then we are actually remembering their devotion. That is what the Vaishnavism say. But then we actually scientifically also we have a different proof for why everyone follow 108. Like we have 112 chakras in our body. So in that 112, right, for 4 chakras, we don't need to do anything. But then the 108 chakras, when we chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right, each chakra will be actually we are actually awakening each of that chakra. Okay, and then they're like, you know, this planets, right? The diameter of the sun is 108 times that of the earth. So, no, the diameter of the sun equals to 108 is equal to the distance between the sun and the earth. And then the diameter of the moon, right? The diameter of the moon is equal to 108 is the distance between the moon and the earth itself. So everywhere we have this 108 principle. That is why this 108 is so prominent, and you'll have so many analogies on this. But what Vaishnava says, like because of 108 places where Krishna Leela has been done, we actually do that 108 chanting. Okay? Okay, Brinda? Yeah, good. Okay, Akshaya has a question. Yes, Akshaya.
Mataji, Bhoktaram Yagna, that shloka is there, no, Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
The last line meaning is what, Mataji?
Last, Gnatva Mam Santim Rachatina. Santi means when one understands this 3, right, then he will be at peace and he will escape from this entangling, like a cycle of birth and death.
Okay, Mataji. And what are the 9 gates, Mataji?
9 gates, on the head we have like 7. 7 ante 2 ears, right? 2 ears, then 2 eyes, 4 ainia, tarvata 2 nostrils, and 6 aini kada. And then 1 mouth, 7. Okay, and then we have genitals and anus, 9 total. So these are the 9 gates. Manam em cheyalanna kuda we will use this 9 gates only. Adi cheptunnaru. City of 9 gates. Navadwara ante city of 9 gates.
Okay.
Yeah. So మనం తినాలన్నా మనం మాట్లాడాలన్నా చూడాలన్నా అని దీంతోనే చేస్తాం కదా. ఇప్పుడు మనం తిని బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి కదా, మరి దానికి ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ కావాలి కదా మనకి. సో దట్ ఈస్ 1 gate. అది చెప్తుంది కృష్ణ.
Okay.
And for begetting children, there is 1 gate for that. Atla. Different gates Krishna was talking about. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Rana. Yes, Rana.
Ma'am, Mataji, when will the quiz start, ma'am?
Quiz actually నేను గ్రూప్ లో పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను కదా నా లింక్, గూగుల్ ఫామ్ పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను కదా. ట్యూస్డే వస్తుంది లింక్, ట్యూస్డే నైట్ లోపల వస్తుంది మీకు లింక్. మండే వచ్చేసి రికార్డింగ్స్ వస్తాయి, 2 రికార్డింగ్స్. ట్యూస్డే యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ క్విజ్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్స్ వచ్చినాయా? ఓకే, హ్యావ్ ఎనీవన్ చెక్డ్? నాట్ ఎట్, ఇంకా రాలేదా? ఓ ఐ థింక్ ఐ రిలీజ్డ్. ఐ విల్ డూ ఇట్ ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్. Check the group, Amma. In the group, we are actually posting the Google form. Okay, na?
Mataji, but I'm joining in tab, Mataji.
You're joining it?
Tab, Mataji.
Tab aina niku. Okay. Kaad nana, are you not there in the WhatsApp group?
WhatsApp group, ma'am? No, ma'am.
Oh, you're not there in the group?
Ma'am, but my But my mother phone, ma'am.
Oh, but you're not checking the messages in that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If you check the messages, right, you'll have that, check the messages on Tuesday. Tuesday, there'll be a Google form posted with the link for the quiz. Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Yeah. Harika, you have something? Yes, Harika.
Ma'am, quiz results is not coming, ma'am.
Yeah, I will send it. I don't know, somehow I released that, but I think, can you check in promotions if it is there?
Yes, ma'am, but it's not coming, ma'am.
It's not there. Okay, I'll check after this session. Harshit, you have something?
మాతాజీ నేను చూసాను మాతాజీ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది నాకు ఇందాక మీరు చెప్పారు కదా 1 minute పంపిస్తాను
వచ్చిందా నాన్న? Okay, just okay, Nana. And see, you all are doing a common mistake every week quiz, right? You are doing a common single mistake. Like all the above unnapudu, you are just submitting only one option. Just check. Don't be in a hurry to answer the quiz. Just check. See, for example, last week there is a question like, what is that question? How the guru, right? How to serve. That for that, all the above is submit. Everyone wrote submissive. How you have to be with the guru. Everyone selected submissive. But then there is render service and then follow the instructions. These three also we discussed, right? Then it should be all the above.
నేను render service.
That's what. So submissiveness is there, render service is there, then follow the instructions. These three are there. So you have to select all the above. So just check those things. Okay? Because everyone is doing common mistakes.
Third one, asking relevant questions.
Asking relevant questions. Yeah. Asking relevant questions. Yeah. So అది కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా మనం లాస్ట్. సో బెటర్ యూ యాక్చువల్లీ గో త్రూ ద వీడియో అగైన్, దెన్ యుల్ గెట్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ, యుల్ గెట్ 100%. లైక్ కైవల్య ఒకటి, కైవల్య షీ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్లీ రీవిజిటింగ్ అనుకుంటూ. టుడే ఐ డోంట్ సీ హర్, బట్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ రియలీ గెటింగ్ 16 or 20 on 20. So just go through the video. If you have any doubt, right, on any question, go through the video, you'll get that answer. Okay? Yeah. Any more questions? Atidi, you have a question? Yes, Atidi.
Mataji, can you show life lesson 6, Mataji?
Life lesson 6. One second. Atidi, can you see it now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So Lord is facilitating by using the Prakriti. He gave us the material nature, Prakriti, right? So if you have some desire, he is actually arranging all that for us to actually perform our activities. Okay. Any other questions? Hey Harshit, do you have a question?
Yes, Mataji, I didn't get the attendance link, Mataji.
అటెండెన్స్ లింక్ మాతాజీ ఆల్రెడీ పోస్టెడ్ నాన్న. నువ్వు లేట్ గా వచ్చినట్టున్నావు కదా?
లేట్ గా రాలేదు మాతాజీ, నేను రీజాయిన్ అయ్యాను కదా, అప్పుడు చాట్ పోయింది.
ఓకే, నేను మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను.
ఓకే మాతాజీ.
I'm posting again, Mataji.
Yeah, done, Mataji. Okay. Rana, you have any question again? Still your hand is up. No, right? If you don't have questions, keep your lower your hand. Any more questions? No, right? Okay. Okay, what is the time? 5 o'clock. We finished on time. Yeah, and one more thing, Mataji, మీరు అనౌన్స్ చేశారా కృష్ణాష్టమి గురించి?
చేయలేదు Mataji. Yeah, I have not announced, Mataji.
Okay. Maybe shall we announce now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, announce. It's very
So Krishnastami is coming in August. So if you are interested to perform anything like any drama or any skit or painting or dance, anything you can perform and we can facilitate that. You can contact me or Padmavati Mataji and say like this is what we want to do. And we, Mataji or I will actually look into that. We'll approve that and you can practice it and perform. We'll have a Zoom meeting like this only. Or I think Prabhuji also will organize a Zoom meeting on that day, or in that call or this call, we'll facilitate that and you can perform whatever you want to. Okay. And if you want to actually get in touch with your team here, like other children also are there, right? You can actually talk to them and you can perform a skit. And you can use Mataji's Zoom also if you want to practice during Saturday or Sunday or weekdays, right? You can get in touch with Mataji. She'll open the Zoom. You can get into the Zoom, discuss among yourself, and you can perform anything. Anything you can perform. Like if you want to show your painting or Krishna painting or something, showcase that. Anything. Dance, if someone is good at dance.
Mataji, I want to do drawing, Mataji.
Yeah, anything, Amma. You just decide yourself and ping me or Padmavati Mataji. We will facilitate that. Okay, let me unmute all once again. Yeah, can you unmute now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, when is Krishnashtami, Mataji?
It is on 31st, Amma. So we'll see on that day we'll have or before day. I think it came on the weekend only. When is 31st?
We
Saturday.
should send the video or we should do in the Zoom only.
No, you have to perform on the Zoom. That will be nice. But if it is something long, video also, that's fine. It is on August, Amma, not in July, August.
August ending అనుకుంటా మాతాజీ.
August 31st or something. So we still have lot of time.
Mataji, song kuda paadachcha?
సాంగ్ చేయొచ్చు, మీరు భజన చేయొచ్చు, ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు.
ఏదన్నా
Dance cheyacha?
డాన్స్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు. యా
Mataji, I will do dance.
యా వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్ టు పర్ఫార్మ్ అమ్మా.
నలుగురు ఐదుగురు కలిసి ఒక చిన్న స్కిట్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు.
స్కిట్ కూడా చేయండి.
అది బాగుంటుంది. దెన్ ఏమంటారు దీన్ని, సోలో ఇదంటారు చూడు, ఏకపాత్ర అభినయం, ఇంగ్లీష్ లో ఏమంటారు మాతాజీ?
మోనో యాక్షన్
చేయొచ్చు.
ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చమ్మా. మీరు స్కూల్స్ లో పర్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తారు కదా.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు మాతాజీ మీకు లైఫ్ లెసన్స్ చూపిస్తున్నారు కదా, ఆ లైఫ్ లెసన్స్ లో ఒక చిన్న లైఫ్ లెసన్ తీసుకొని దాన్ని ప్లే చేయొచ్చు. అట్లాంటి పెయింటింగ్స్ కాదు, కృష్ణ రిలేటెడ్ పెయింటింగ్స్ చేయాలి.
కృష్ణ రిలేటెడ్ నాన్న. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి కృష్ణ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్. ఈవెన్ ద సాంగ్స్ యు ఆర్ సింగింగ్, లేదంటే డాన్స్ అన్న కృష్ణ రిలేటెడ్ సాంగ్స్. ఓకేనా? యా. అండ్ స్కిట్ చేయొచ్చు. బేసిక్లీ శ్లోకాస్ తీసుకుని యూ కెన్ డూ అ స్కిట్ లైక్ రైట్, లైక్ ఇప్పుడు దాకా మీరు 5 చాప్టర్స్ విన్నారు కదా, 6th చాప్టర్ కూడా అవుతుంది. సో కర్మయోగ మీరు పర్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తానంటే యూ కెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ లైక్ వాట్ వర్ అర్జునాస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అండ్ హౌ కృష్ణ ఆన్సర్ టు దెమ్, ఎనీథింగ్.
అండ్ ఇంకా చాలా మందిని ఇన్వైట్ చేద్దాము. మనమే కాకుండా అందరూ వస్తారు. వీల్ ఇన్వైట్ హ్యూజ్ నెంబర్.
అండ్ వీల్ హ్యావ్ సెలెక్షన్స్ ఆల్సో. యుల్ గెట్ అ గిఫ్ట్ ఫర్ దట్.
Mataji, we have done this, Mataji.
అలాంటివి నాన్న. ఎస్, వెరీ నైస్ కృష్ణప్రియ. నైస్ పెయింటింగ్. అలా చేస్తే ఇంకా బాగుంటుంది.
I have also done, Mataji.
వెరీ నైస్. యా. సో వీల్ హ్యావ్ కేటగిరీస్ లైక్ పెయింటింగ్స్ ఉంటే పెయింటింగ్స్ లో బెస్ట్ పెయింటింగ్ అట్లాగా. ఓకేనా?
పెయింటింగ్స్ అంటే మీరు జస్ట్ పోస్ట్ చేస్తారు, మేము చూస్తాము. దాని ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గా ఉండదు కాబట్టి ముందే తీసుకొని దానికి అప్పుడు గిఫ్ట్స్ ఇద్దాము. బట్ మీరు చెయ్యండి పర్సనల్ గా, అక్కడ
డాన్స్ కానీ
పాట కానీ ఏదో.
Mataji, can our friends also join?
Yes, they can join, amma.
But it has to be Krishna related.
Okay na?
Actually, Mataji, they are from Abid Sunday School, Mataji.
Mataji,
Oh, super, yes.
Mataji, any one we can take or any two also we can take, Mataji.
We'll decide based on the
ఎంతమంది పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇస్తున్నారో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ విల్ డిసైడ్.
మనం 1 or 2 hours టైం పెట్టుకుందాము. ఆ టైం గా చూసుకుందాం.
యా. ముందర మీరు చెప్పండి వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్ టు డూ. ఫస్ట్ లెట్ us know, then we'll prepare a sheet based on that we'll plan.
It has to be a grand, excellent event.
Mataji, can we do a drama video and send in the group?
చేస్తే బాగుంటుందమ్మా.
మీరు అక్కడ
Mataji, but in the Zoom means it may be not good, Mataji.
ఓకే, అట్లా అంటారా? చూద్దాం అమ్మా. అది
Mataji, if we
If we do video, also no problem, Mataji.
వీడియో యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ వీఆర్ నాట్ సజెస్టింగ్, లైవ్ ఉంటేనే బాగుంటుందని, బట్ వీల్ సి. డ్రామా అయితే వీడియో మేబీ, బట్ డాన్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ లైవ్ అయితేనే బెస్ట్.
మీ బ్రదర్స్ సిస్టర్స్ చిన్న చిన్న పిల్లలు ఉంటారు కదా, వాళ్ళని కూడా జాయిన్ చేయొచ్చు. చిన్న ఒక శ్లోకం చెప్పించడం, ఒక పద్యం అలాంటివి కూడా చేయొచ్చు.
ఎప్పుడు లోపల మాతాజీ, ఎప్పుడు లోపల చేయాలి?
ఆన్ కృష్ణాష్టమి డే, బిఫోర్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఆ డే ఫిక్స్ చేసుకున్నాం. మోస్ట్లీ ఆన్ కృష్ణాష్టమి.
ఒకటి చేయాలా, రెండు చేయాలా?
నాన్న ఒకటికి ప్లాన్ చేసుకోండి.
Your talents, we don't know your talents, right?
మనకి
You bring all your talents.
చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. వచ్చేసారనుకో ఒకటే, తక్కువ రెండు, అది 1 or 2 hours, అంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ
మీకు కూడా బోర్ కొట్టేస్తుంది.
Drawing and singing.
Very good.
Mataji, I'm interested in drawing and dancing, Mataji.
Yeah, drawing Mataji చెప్పారు కదమ్మా, drawing you can draw and post it in the group, but singing you can do it live. Okay na?
Okay, Mataji.
7 months your brother can say Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Mataji, story, Krishna stories అది కూడా narrate చేయొచ్చు Mataji.
చెప్పొచ్చు, రైట్.
బట్ జస్ట్ స్టోరీ కింద కాకుండా ద స్టోరీ షుడ్ క్యారీ ఎ మోరల్. జస్ట్ ఒక స్టోరీ
మనం ఏమి ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి దాంట్లోంచి, యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ దట్ మెసేజ్, అది కన్వే చేయగలగాలి మీరు. ఓకేనా?
ఎనీథింగ్, సంథింగ్ హ్యాస్ టు బి కన్వేడ్. ఎవరిది ఐ కాంట్ టాక్ అంటున్నారు.
సిరి, వెరీ నైస్ టు సీ యూ సిరి. సిరి సాయికి బిజీ ఉన్నట్టున్నారు మాతాజీ.
యా, అంటే మధ్య మధ్యలో వస్తున్నారు, మధ్య మధ్యలో వెళ్తున్నారు మాతాజీ. సాయికి ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ కదా.
Yeah. But I have to appreciate Saiti and Siri Mataji. They don't attend classes, but they go through the videos and they get 100% in the quiz also. Saiti, she got 100% Mataji.
Very good. Yeah.
That really I need to appreciate both of them.
అదే వాళ్ళ మదర్ అటెండ్ అవ్వట్లేదంటే నేను పర్వాలేదులేండి, జస్ట్ లెట్ దెమ్ హియర్ ద వీడియోస్ అండ్ దెన్ కంపల్సరీ అటెండ్ అవ్వమనండి. దట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్.
Right.
ఎందుకంటే మండే టెస్ట్లు ఉంటున్నాయంట.
అదేంటి. ఓకే,
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ వచ్చారు కదా, 10th and intermediate. అమ్మా, try to find some time and do, both of you do a good skit or something. You are very good at singing kada.
Yeah, Siri and Saiti.
They're very good at singing or a skit or something.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji,
Yes, Ananya.
drawing దాని బిఫోర్ డే చేయాలా, దాని ఆ డే చేయాలా? డ్రాయింగ్
మీరు ముందర పోస్ట్ చేసేయచ్చు నాన్న. బిఫోర్ కృష్ణాష్టమి యూ కెన్ పోస్ట్.
ఓకే మాతాజీ.
Ananya, you have to do something.
Okay. And that's it అనుకుంటా మాతాజీ. We'll end it.
Yes, Mataji.
You don't have anything? Okay. Grandraj, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.